Hello again, we are back for another Isaac run. So daily, the last daily has been done. And now we just wait for repentance. And do a daily there, and be surprised. We got going on, oh, a nice generic Isaac run. That makes things a little easier on me. Curse of the Maze, GG, 2A, D1, 4Y. GG, good game. Oh, Hushi is kind of nice. I think it's Hushi. Little Hush. Yeah. Just waiting for that repentance, you know. Just not a whole lot you can do right now. Just wait. I mentioned in my last video about, like, topical stuff, I guess. So I'll just get a little into it. Might be a little like touchy, I guess, because of whatever sponsorship stuff, so to speak. It's not that like I'm against these companies with like what they're doing, promoting stuff and everything. It's just like, for me, I see a lot of it, and it's like so much to where like there's been just everybody doing it left and right. It's like, oh, have you heard of NordVPN? Have you heard of Raid Shadow Legends? Oh, have you heard about also NordVPN's thing with password stuff? I'm like, okay. Ooh. Oh. Well, we should have, like, kept the dice thing. And it's not even worth taking. But yeah, like, I hear about that. It's like, oh, wow, you can do all these things, da-da-da, right? I mean, it's meant to like, inform people like what this does and what you can use it for and stuff. That's fine. It's just like, for me, I've heard it so many times, and usually companies, they either want you to write a script and then you have to, well, most of the time it's like they either write a script for you and you just you act, or you have some experience with the item, and then you write your own little thing, positively talking about it, no negatives. Yeah, that's the big thing, no negatives. That stuff. And there, I mean, I've seen videos on YouTube too talking about certain sponsors that were like having these YouTubers like go out their way and like. Also, Little Monster is really good too. Look at that. We did a lot of damage there. They would go out of their way and be like making you like read a script once you agree to the terms and services and sign stuff and whatever, and then eventually after all that gets like settled, like you get a paycheck. Also too, it's like, you know, they're like, look at the video or something like that. So like the stuff you see in like YouTube videos, they had to go through a process, not a long process. Well, it might be depending on what it is and how extent like the marketers is with like being very, you know, perfectionistic or something with their or their approach with getting things just right. But as I was saying, like, I mean, they have to go through drafts more than likely with the audio and visuals and stuff like that to make it look as appealing as what the advertisers want, right? So you're kind of like at the mercy, and I mean, it makes sense because like you're at the mercy with helping them with it because like it's their content and they're gonna pay you to like promote it, right? But some are not as like, you know, strict as this. This is like just depends on like different circumstances. You know, different companies do different approaches. But for some stuff I've seen, the bigger stuff, it's like they want you to like do a sorts of like loops and jumps and stuff and hops and skips to like make sure everything kind of falls in line. And even if it's just a small little like thing that could be like supposedly like questionable, but it really isn't. could be like misconstrued as something that is like, oh, this is bad, but really it isn't. Oh, what is this? We're gonna need a golden key. I have never seen that room before. After so many, like, you know, hours, hundreds of hours, I've never seen that room. And that's true, I've never seen... Well, actually, you know what? I might have seen that room once. Come to think of it. But I had, like, a golden key or, like, 99 keys or something, so... But the first floor, like, good luck. I'm going to have to get, like... Oh, that almost got me. I would have to get, like... skeleton key, which we couldn't. Unless we get, like, a present in the shop. And then we can take it to that secret room. And then we can re-roll. I mean, we might get battery charges, too. And then just go at it, go ham. I mean, it might be worth a shot, you know, because it is one of those item pools. Let's see. Well, part of me thinks, like, this is really good, but then it's like, it's not good for the D6. I think if we do get the money, we'll get it. And it's going to be rolled twice, of course. See, you think, like, maybe it won't do much, you know, when you re-roll twice like that. But actually, like, if you got, like, chaos or something, you're gonna get the breakfast a lot faster, and you won't get your items that you want as easily. Same with other items in the game here. Let's see. There's a library up there too, I think. We need to use bombs to get in there, I think. Maybe? No, it's a key. Okay. So we're going to go over here to this. And it's just whoever. But yeah, like going back with sponsorship stuff, it's like, you know, they make you go through a process, and of course they make you go through a process. It's the way these things work. And then when it's all that said, it's done, and they approve of these videos, you have to, like, you may or may not, like, repeatedly, like, fix up to their liking. Then you just release in the wild. I don't know if you get paid before or after you release it. I don't know how this stuff works entirely, but I mean, whatever. I don't really want to hit my donation machine, but you're gonna have to make me. Rip. And this is kind of a cool synergy here, where it's like, if I rip my thing. I wonder if I'm gonna have to, like, get some money to put in there to unlock stuff for the other characters. Something tells me I gotta do that. That's just gonna be another thing. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Alright, not a whole lot there going on. Got a key, so if we get a golden key out of it, then, like, we are set. But something tells me we're gonna get something. Yeah. You gone. Alright, you gave me another key, so far so good. And monies. Well, oh, we could have used the key to get in there. Whatever. Now, am I, like, an expertise with, like, sponsorship stuff, especially on YouTube? Well, no, I'm not. I'm just, like, observant with little things I've seen. Especially YouTube videos kind of exposing some of the advertisers being a little too aggressive with, like, their approaches with, like, whatever. Like, one of them was, like, I seen was, I don't know, they fixed their issue with this department that was in charge with it, or the person or whatever. Was the Raid Shadow Legends thing. I haven't seen as much of that anymore because I think people just had the opposite of like wanting to play the game. They're just annoyed with the ads, and I think people were just rising up and be like, yeah, like, stop this. This is not good. And maybe they'd take another approach to be like, okay, maybe we went a little too far and overboard with this, this thing. I think I tried doing the game like once, I don't know. Or some kind of game that was like promoted on YouTube too. Mobile game, and it's just, no, I did play Raid Shadow Legends. This is not a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. This is just me giving my opinion. I played a very little bit of it and I got tired of it quick. So it's not for me. I mean, it looks nice. You know, the sprites and stuff. It's just like, for me, it's like, I'm not really a big mobile gamer, you know? Gotta press these buttons, and it's kind of like this Final Fantasy, like, kind of turn-based thing, and I'm not really into those kind of games anyways, so it's not for me. I wasn't into the microtransactions either. Well, we can't get to that. That'd be helpful for us. Yeah, I wasn't big into that either. And I think it was this company or no, I think it was this company that was a little bit more like extreme with their approach with advertising at the time. It might have been fixed now, but like, I mean, there was that, and then someone was like doing the calculations about like how you were to get all these items in the game by paying like thousands of dollars. I mean, don't take it as a shock, but like, that's what's been sadly happening with most games on mobile, and you know, AAA games in general for like, you know, you know, game systems and computer games in general, you know, it's like, it's an upward trend of what's going on with these kind of things. I mean, Destiny was doing it. And that was kind of early on. And there was like, I remember when NordVPN was like, kind of taken off with all these advertisements on YouTube. And then there was a big data leak. People's personal information, I think, was like jeopardized. So there was that fun stuff. And then you saw like this huge decline of like videos like promoting it. And now these YouTubers are, you know, they got, you know, old works that were promoting something that the company didn't have like means to like protect people's private information. And then they're promoting their password saving program now, and I'm like, yeah, that's what the hackers need, is also like all of my safe passwords to my stuff if they get, you know, finagled in the future. Not finagled. They get hacked in the future again. You guys remember LifeLock? How they got hacked and their reputation got tanked so badly they changed their names and tried to rebrand? Yeah. I'm still not taking them. I mean, like, not just because, like, the whole, like, thing that, you know, it happened a long time ago and stuff and whatever. It's just, I don't want to take that risk again, you know? Because you don't know if the company is going to, like, come out and be like, oops, we got another data leak, sorry. I mean, my local hospital here, they had a data leak. And I didn't know anything about it until like months later, like a letter, like, oopsies, we made a big oops. And next thing you know, I get a letter and it's like telling me, hey, just letting you know your information's been breached. We don't know what's been taken, so we're just speculating that you potentially could be a victim of identity theft. So we got you a free little membership for protecting your stuff. I might consider getting like some kind of a membership for that, just not through LifeLock. Or I think Norton has a thing too, but I'm not doing that either. I don't think Norton has it. I think it's just an antivirus thing. Yeah, so like stuff like that, like I get like maybe it happens once and then like they don't have issues anymore because they are much more like likely to kind of fix their stuff. But like, see, I have a VPN and I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's been working to me very reliably, and so far it hasn't got hacked that I know of. That I know of. I mean, you could probably have stuff going on and you just don't know until like they found a breach sometime in the future. Knock on wood, they don't. Or they don't change. Or they don't change their minds with privacy stuff with it. Yeah, you just don't know. And like, so like with Norton, I think with Norton it's like, I don't think anyone was initially like, you know, sour about Norton prior to like, well, I mean, there were probably some, but like, I mean, in the sense it's like, I don't think there were people out there that were saying like, oh, Norton VPN, I can get hacked. I mean, they're not like making the assessment prior to this actually happening that it's going to happen, unless they could see the code and say like, yeah, this is the problem, and this should be addressed, and it doesn't get addressed. And I don't know if the case may be if that was what was happening or not with this, but for the sake of argument, I'm going to say like they probably wasn't foreseen too much. I don't know. Plus, like computer, like, you know, network stuff and service protection and everything, it's kind of like tough to like, you know, navigate through and protect yourself. And you're not immune so much with DOS attacks. You know, denial of service attacks. That's what it stands for, of course. But, so, yeah, so with that, you know, sense in mind, like, and we just talked about the present here. And I don't want to, like, destroy my poor machine here. Okay. I'm just thinking here. Alright, 48 hour. That's actually not bad. I mean, it's just like, we were just talking about earlier. It's like, yeah, we got a 48 hour, we get a present and stuff like that. We can, like, re-roll until we get whatever. So we might just do that. We might just have to just destroy our machine to get that item. I'm sorry to say, machine, but I'm just going to do it for the lulz. I remember seeing this YouTube video from years ago that like, so there's a commercial for LifeLock or whatever, and there goes all my money. Rip. And I might just put some more money back in there and just pay it forward. And anyways, as I was saying, like, there's a thing in, oh, well, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. That's fine. We're just gonna get shop item pools here then. What was I saying? Okay, so. Yeah, that's right. As I was saying, I think that'd be good for us. Ooh, jump a card. I keep getting thrown off here. Okay, we got more sense than where we lost there. That's cool. So they were promoting in advertising. That's really good. Promoting and advertising about their service about like data protection and everything for whatever. And then after the commercial cut, you know, it finishes or whatever, or gets a cut early, something like that. There was a news story on that same program. It's like there's a leak of data or something like that, the data service, and I'm like, that's pretty much comedic timing. They're trying to promote something, so I think they already had like, I mean, they obviously would have. They were probably like promoting it to try to like promote it, and they probably had information long before it broke in the news that they got leaked. Obviously, I mean, the news is not gonna find out before them unless like, you know, they're trying to hide it, like the Chernobyl thing. That was an interesting thing about that. That might be another topic for another day. But yeah, it's like, I think maybe they're trying to like lessen the damage or something by having these commercials. But it wasn't like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't really, I remember reading about it vaguely. It's been a while back, of course.
Feels like I'm walking on sunshine.
So I'm not like excusing them for like, you know, because it's like, you know, not having a decent like protection from this kind of stuff. Like, I can understand that this is becoming more of a common thing, unfortunately, with people's data being like jeopardized. And that might makes people a little bit more leery to like, you know, do this and that. Like with bigger companies, like a lot bigger companies than like that, like Netflix and stuff, they have a little bit more money to like invest into this IT stuff and fix, you know, certain loopholes. Not all of them, but you know, they're fixed enough to where that kind of stuff doesn't get, you know, get messed around. Actually, you know what? We need to be like utilizing our thing here so we can like get a Judas Shadow payout here. And with these extra black cards, that's gonna like be advantageous here. There we go. That way you get the damage and stuff. So yeah, it's like it's a whole complicated issue, of course. Like I talk about in one episode about like the vulnerability about like power lines and, you know, the grid and stuff like that. It's like, it's kind of hard to like kind of fix those kind of issues, you know, if they crop up. But like something with data breaching though, like they're probably gonna put much more money into like beefing it up, of course. Try to like do damage control with their PR to make sure like this doesn't happen again, or not as much of a severity. Or they could just stay ignorant or whatever. I mean, there's that, I guess. It's like a little time capsule, though. It's like with Norden. Oh, we can go back and get. Oh, we can't. Never mind. I kind of like the time capsule with these YouTube videos. It's like, oh yeah, the time when they were promoting that, and now this company, you know, this is going on now, and I'm trying to do something different, and now it's like, or maybe they don't even exist anymore, you know? Like, no one's gonna talk about Raid Shadow Legends being like Game of the Year. It's never gonna get that status. Unless they, you know, work really hard to change every mechanic that's annoying with the game. Like microtransactions. But oh sweet, I got the butterfly knife. That's worth like thousands of dollars. No. that's a Counter-Strike source, CSS to call it though. Thing. I tried getting into Counter-Strike. I just couldn't. It felt like a little Call of Duty. Well, kinda Call of Duty, like, but it was also like it was like something else too. A lot of jumping, shooting. It did feel Call of Duty-esque, even though it's been around probably longer than Call of Duty, I think. But ain't for me. Now, like, there's other sponsors that do different things to get their like stuff across too, for like, you know, YouTubers and whatever. And that is like give them a Steam key or something, which is a really cool concept. It's mostly Steam keys. Maybe like early copies of the game. Like, oh, it would be early copies. So like, they would give them a Steam key, special Steam key or something. They'd give them the full game basically, but then it's like in the process of working, so they'll have some things polished. Like an E3, like, you know, thing.
Two of spades.
And yeah, and they just review the game. And I think they get more leeway to, like, you know, criticize the game and stuff like that too. I know there was like maybe a couple studios that were like not the case. They probably just try to do something like the other advertisers do. But you know, give them the feedback too, of course, really helps. I think, as I talked in one of my episodes about constructive criticism and stuff, you know, providing like feedback to people, and some people take it too nicely because they think it's offensive, but it's just another person's opinion, you know, how like things should like, or what they feel like should like be addressed. You just take it, you know, feedback, and then, you know, you accept feedback, and then you just like, you know, consider the options of whether that is the case or not. Make a judgment whether to, like, you know, fix what they said to fix or just ignore them. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with like not taking advice from others. With like, I mean, you yourself, your own person. So as such, like, you make the choice whether to do it or not. What I'm saying is, like, you know, accept constructive criticism and then just determine whether it's valid to, like, do it or not. So the sense with these game like review stuff, like, it's usually like people who have a decent following on the channel. It's also like, you know, big game news websites. They get early copies. They can just show stuff up shortly before release, or during the release they show guides early on. Get like an upper hand from everybody else, and promoting the content at the same time. So Now, when I was like younger, like I was kind of envious of people. Like, well, back then it wasn't so much with YouTubers or anything that was getting the games early, because there wasn't much of a market back then, sort of. I mean, there was, but it wasn't like as much as what you see now. But like, back then, like when I hear about these game companies got the games like long before like the consumer, I was a little envious because it's like, well, why can't I like get it early like you guys? And it's just a whole chain of processes really, how that goes down. It's all about promotion, my friend. It's all about promoting that game and whatever, and then getting a cut out of the sponsorship stuff with, well, kind of like sponsorship, but they're showing it off, and then they'll be like doing whatever. But like in later years, it's like as I've grown a little bit more away from games and stuff at times, you know, not as playing as much as what I used to when I was younger and stuff like that. I kind of see it's like, you know, and I didn't really care much either whether I get it late or early. So like in regards to like the Repentance stuff, like nobody's getting an early copy. Everybody's equally, even the big YouTubers with their videos about them playing hours of the game, they also have to kind of wait, which is nice. I think, because see, the thing about it is, like, part of the reason I think that they're doing that is because they want to surprise a lot of the players, and that's the whole philosophy about surprising players, having them discover things, stuff like that, not leak too many things, you know, or release too many things. And I mean, that's their platform. So like some game studios, they kind of take that approach of things, or some just like, oh, go at it, whatever. Just find what you can find and just go at it. There's nothing to like avoid or not avoid. Now I think like maybe in some cases like they want you to like avoid certain little things to like, keep that kind of preciousness of working at something new, of finding something new that they want the community to find themselves on their own. I could probably see that. It's a prickly issue though. Like, yeah, they're giving Steam keys, they're giving early copies and stuff, and it not only like it promotes the game early and stuff to get people a little bit more hyped to get it, but it also looks good on the developers to like be like, oh, they're so generous to like, give a copy to whoever. But really, it's like more on the lines of just, advertising, promoting, and a little bit of sponsorship stuff with whoever's involved with it. Yeah, that's. I mean, I've read a book about sponsorship stuff. Shortly before COVID happened, like, I was planning to do a project and stuff, and we were going to look about sponsors for a particular project. And we were getting close to, like, getting, like, some stuff done with, like, so we were trying to get permissions from this thing they required to get permissions to do this project. And we were, like, so close because we had to go through like different managers and whatever, and we were reading up on that book and stuff, and then like talking about it, ideas kind of floating around, and then looking at it also too is like, how we can have ways to get the project kind of funded in exchange for like some sort of like honorable like sponsorship stuff to kind of make them look good in a good light while we like promote whatever content we produce. And they get a certain cut. They get a certain cut out of our profits from that project too. So it's like another little initiative. But that fizzled because of COVID. And I wasn't going to go down to California during COVID either. Because that was like one of the spots. Ooh, that's good. Okay, so this run's looking really nice. Really nice. I mean, another 48 hours. I mean, that's cool. Get more reroll options here. Why not? We're not powerful enough. A golden teleporter, huh? Yeah. Gotta save these charges for the devil deal, if there is one. Come on. There we go. Like as I talked about in one of my videos, like, it's not really sponsorship, it was more the lines of licensing. Like I didn't know much about licensing until I got a little into it. You gotta sign all these agreements, follow these terms and services, it lasts up to so many years, you know, yada yada, you know. They have some form of rights to it until like the rights are up. Which is like usually a couple of years. For some aspects, and that grants them like, you know, certain rights for like broadcasting, rebroadcasting, editing, manipulating, whatever. A lot of stuff involved with that. And what else? Like, I wonder if NordVPN, I'm probably wrong with this. I wonder if NordVPN is owned by the same guy who owns Norton Antivirus. Maybe it's just a different, yeah, I think they're different companies. Come to think of it. I just like thinking of both the names, and it's like a different icon, of course, and it's like, I think it might be them. I don't know. Because I remember Norton Antivirus, though, back in the day, where it used to be like the talk about things like, yeah, you got to put Norton on your computer so you don't get viruses. Thanks, Grandma. No, I'm gonna be Grandma would be telling me that. Be like my mom. But yeah, it was just like, that was such a thing back then. It was just like, get Norton. Also, it costs money for an antivirus. I remember those days. Oh, we got stopwatch. I forgot we got stopwatch. And then you got like other antiviruses too. That come out, and then they try to do the same thing too. It's like subscription fees, you know, yearly thing, monthly thing, whatever. We still got those. Me, I use free ones because they're the cheapest, and usually aren't so bad. Also, like, our damage is like absolutely redundant. These items are not meant to be dunked on. I mean, just why not? Okay. I mean, 148 damage. Oh boy. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that bad, cause. Oh, well, maybe. All right, we gotta like be careful here. Need to get some health out of these guys. All right. Alrighty. So yeah, I see now, like as an adult, it's like much older. It's like the need to like, you know, do that kind of thing with releasing stuff early to certain people for whatever, and doing reviews or stuff on there. What we got here? Bob's key already. We might just have to like not let that charge because of our tier rate. We're gonna have to be a little careful here. I think we're pretty much in the bag. Like, this is the most damage I've done in a while in this game. Like a long while. I probably won't go fight Delirium because I've done that, and as much as powerful this is, like, nah. I gotta get a couple more videos out anyways. Time is of the essence, you know? Yeah, it's just, I mean, I think there's like other stuff that's being promoted too on YouTube with, oh yeah, so some too, they got promoting around from different like users and whatever. It's like these little box things you get in the mail. Remember that was kind of a thing back then, where it's like, yeah, you can get this box, you know, it's got all this like, you know, unique like stuff in there that's like, you know, it's all like a theme to it. Or you can get like a delivery service to give you like little dog treats for your dog every month or pet. And then you got other stuff. It's like, yeah, you can get this cool box that comes in and it gives you all these random stuff in there. Da da da. Of course, you know what happens is these things typically get companies that just cheapen it even more, and then they get a high subscription rate price. I mean, no one's like, you know, safe from, you know, one thing turning into a big stream, you know, with this kind of marketing approach. But it's like, yeah, that was a thing going on. It still kind of goes on. I saw one about like crime scene stuff. It's like you could try to solve a crime, da da da. With these clues that you get in the box monthly. I think they said it's based on real cases? Or cold cases? Oh no. Oh, maybe for real cases, if they solved it, I could probably understand, but when it comes to, like, cases yet to be solved, certain states only can do so much with releasing information, I think. So, they don't want to just, like, leak the killer, you know, that they suspected it is. It's like, hey, you know who this is? Oh, yeah, it's this guy. I know where he lives. He's at this address. No. I mean, they might use fictitious names and stuff like that and be like, hey, say if there was this person, you think that'd be them? No, I'd be this guy. All right, we'll take that. We'll take that in consideration, sir. But no, it'd be like it's more likely they're just fictitious. You know, for the sense of fictitiousness, they might use certain elements, you know, from actual crime stuff over the years to make it like seem more realistic. I don't know. That was a good, powerful run. Sorry, I'm just stretching here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.